Hi everybody and welcome to this tutorial for Clean Bandits. Rather be a pretty advanced song to play in its final state, but I will show you how to get there bit by first tackling the chords and then stripping them down to an easier part and gradually building them up to a part that sounds something like this. That with a few variations. We'll get to that in a second. First, let me show you what happens. The chords of this song. The first chord is an A flat minor chord, A flat, B, and E flat. Now, in that melodic right hand part, it's just breaking up those chords. So it's pretty important that you know which notes we're going to use. The notes of the chord. In this case, the A flat minor. If I invert it like this and invert it like this again, but keep to this B here, then we get the first melody. The left hand is gonna play octaves in this case. This part is the part that's the intro and also the synthesizer thing in the verse, sort of pre-verse. There are two parts of the verse. We'll get to the second part in a bit. First this part. So the first chord, an A flat minor. Make sure this is your voicing for the first phrase and octaves in your left hand, A flats. The second chord is an E flat minor chord with an F sharp in the bass. So a regular E flat minor would be like this. Now we don't play the E flat in the bass with octaves, but we play the third in the bass, so an F sharp. So if we invert it like this again, and eventually we'll get to this voicing. Yeah, you see what happens? E flat minor, inversion. 4 notes. I know this is difficult, guys, but I'm gonna show you an easier version in a second. Just stick with me here. Then, an E chord. You know, an E chord is an E, G sharp, and a B. First inversion, second inversion, and again 4 notes over here. So yeah, there's an added 9 over there. Get to that in a second as well. First, stick to remembering those chords. So E's in the left hand. And then the fourth, am I correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth chord is a B chord over a D sharp. Yeah? And we're going to use this second inversion and then the root position. Okay, then I use those notes to sort of harmonize the melody, which is actually just this. So I'm now going to show you the easiest version where you'll also be grasping the melodic part. As said, root notes are in the left hand. You could play octaves, but an easier version, just a single note root note for now. I'll play them over here. The right hand is going to play this. So that's just that A flat minor chord broken up to the top. Yeah? And for now, just lay them down. I will get to the pattern in a second. Yeah? So this is the 5th of that E flat minor chord. So again. Okay, that's the first phrase. The second phrase is, as said, an E chord. So we're now at the E chord with the left hand. And it's actually E add 9. So a 9 is 2. This is the chord we're using. Invert it and invert it. And then we're walking like this. With an E in the bass. That is the basic melody. Again. Okay? Now, let's try and play a rhythm with the left hand. So simultaneously with a B, and with a B here again. That's what we're gonna play. Ba 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 da 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 da. So together that sounds. Yeah, together with the E. Okay, but now the beauty in this part is to not just play that single line melody. Oh no, let's first practice to play the octaves with the left hand now. So same rhythm, right? Okay. Octaves in the left hand and harmonizing that right hand part. What you'll be doing is play some notes simultaneously from those chords that the melody is built of. Being. Yeah? So these are the notes. Make sure you grab them with like one grip. So thumb, index, ring, and pinky. You could do this or this. So those two simultaneously, the index and the pinky, or could work as well. Yeah? And then was the melody. We're gonna harmonize that as well. First harmonization for that part. And now, as you saw, the top note was da da. So we landed on that E flat over F sharp. Now we're gonna harmonize that as well with the other notes of the E flat chord, because this is the E flat minor chord. This note is moved over here, and we're gonna double this one to also have the same amount of notes that we had in the previous 3 notes. 3 notes, 3 notes, yeah? So I'm gonna do that slowly again. Yeah, this is just built out of this same A flat minor chord. An E flat, the A flat itself, and the melody note on top. Land on the E flat, spread over B flats and octaves, and the E flat over here. Then we're gonna continue to the E chord. So that is. So once you hit the top note, you're gonna harmonize it again by playing octaves and adding the E over here, which of course comes from the E chord. So instead of just, we're gonna do and with this one. Also a harmonization over here. It's sort of E major 7 now. This is a major 7 for those of you that are interested in the theory. We're gonna play that chord later on in the song as well. So to the B chord. Now it's a whole B chord instead of just this top note, but make sure that one is on top. So it's B different inversion, slowly. The second round is the same. But now, yeah, so you have a little. I'll play it from the start again. Yeah, that's the second round. So the only variation is this to go to that we already saw. Third round, same thing. You'll hear a very distinct high note. That's this F sharp, a high F sharp over here. So and then continuing to the same thing. The fourth round is different. That is now an E. E's in your left hand. Major 7. 4 notes again. Yeah? And walk down. You'll play on both G sharps, you'll play a bass note. So yeah? And let me think. So then it's on the D sharp. So the right hand part. Make sure you grab this. No. Just walk from top to bottom. Okay? And once you hit this E, you're gonna move your left hand to the C sharps over here. So that part is. Then the final phrase is this. Okay, that is sort of difficult. We want to play this, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so slowly. What I like to look, how I like to look at this is first an E major 7. Yeah. This E, although, is played with the left hand, so it's like, and there's a 9 over here as well. So you'll play actually this E major 9. And actually there's a C sharp in the bass, so that would make it 9, 11, very juicy, sort of juicy chord, but it's more like a just a scale, a lick. It's pretty cool. So but for now, so that's E, G sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, G, B. And then it's sort of end. How I like to look at this to remember it is end with a B, add 9. Yeah? Easy. Okay, now at the left hand, you do. So, da, 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 da. Yeah, so right after you hit that one, you hit that one again. After the B, a third here as well, E, G sharp. The first one was C sharp, E. Again. So right in between those, you play another third here, F sharp and A sharp, and then land on the next third here, a G sharp and a B with the F sharp over here. Pretty difficult, right? But okay. Well then, this part is actually looped when she starts singing as well. This is the part of the verse until the verse changes to these chords. That's a part of strolling so casually. Strolling so casually. That is played twice, and then we get to. Well, this part is actually pretty difficult, and also because there are multiple pianos, so it depends on what you want to play. What you could do is keep on doing that, what we just saw, repeat that, put that part again, but you could also play, because there's another piano playing this. You could copy those chords that the voicings that we had here, but just move them down. Then an E. You could add the 9 over here. B. Now there's this extra chord over here, which is an A sharp or B flat over F sharp. Let me do this slowly. And actually, I think the piano that plays over here just plays an F sharp now. So E at 9, yeah, da, da. B over E, or E major 7 9. B again. So this is the A flat, now with a 7. Sorry that I didn't mention that, but there is a 7 now over here. So this is the chord. Just add that F sharp to the voicing that we just saw. Leave out the root in here. Yeah, E, B over E, B. So as you see, this is pretty heavy stuff here. Sort of advanced, but well, yeah, I can't. It's just what is going on. Then to the next. No place I'd rather be. It's like this. I'm trying to simulate what is going on there because there are different rounds and it's pretty, you know, advanced rhythmic stuff going on. You have to listen to the accents where they exactly fall themselves, because I don't even remember exactly what they were, but it's something like this. But it is important that you grasp the chords. Those are A flat minor 7 again, to an E flat minor 7 now. So this is a regular E flat, add the 7 over here, inversion. You could also keep playing this one to add some body or octaves over here. To an E with a 9 again, we already saw this chord. Then over to a G diminished chord, which is G, B flat, or well, yeah, B, and then a D flat and another G. Back to that, A flat minor 7. Da, ba, 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 da, 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 da. Yeah, something like that. All right, then we get back to the verse. Same thing again. Again to strolling so casual, yeah, 2 times. And once you get to the chorus, now there's sort of a reharmonization thing going on, being now not an E minor chord over F sharp, but an E minor 7. The rest is the same. As said, you could also play it high over here. Or I'm trying to go slow, but the thing is, this pianist guy that is playing in this song is also kind of freewheeling with his chords. So I try to show you a couple of different options. And if you ace all those parts, you can play the entire song, a pretty advanced song. And that is it for this tutorial as well. So guys, if you like this video, then please hit the thumbs up, like it, share it, leave a comment. Get over to my website if you want to learn more about playing piano like this, tackling it through chords and patterns, grooves, breaking up things, the chords, and adding patterns, and creating well, instrumental or piano parts like this, then maybe consider taking my course, Hack the Piano, which is all about this. This is pop piano. This is how it works, and that course goes into all the details. And else, get on my newsletter for something free every week. Guys, I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.